Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk with a longtime Bulldog athletic staff member, Ben Mumah, on hand here today, former equipment manager here at Ferris State. Ben, first of all, welcome to the show, and glad to see you're doing well.
Well, it's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Obviously, you were involved in Ferris State athletics for more than 3 decades, I think. Your tenure at Ferris State, what are some great memories you have, maybe of working with the Bulldogs?
There's so many. Mostly just the kids. They're not kids anymore. I mean, the Monty Browns and the Patty Tices and Dave Dembrabers. I mean, I'm using some names from the past, but then, the kids that are playing in the NFL right now. That's what I remember the most. I mean, just some of the games, winning the hockey tournament down in Grand Rapids. That was when I retired. That was pretty exciting. The guys gave me the trophy. That was pretty good.
How did you end up at Ferris State? Obviously, I know you held some other roles before you kind of became the equipment manager.
Well, I was in the Air Force, and I'm from Stanwood, so I grew up in this area. And when I was in the Air Force, came back, went to school on the GI Bill, poked around, ended up here. My first job here was I was the assistant women's basketball coach and the assistant softball coach with Pat Dolan. And Pat, I mean, you got to get Pat Dolan here and just get her going. She'll tell you stories forever. But it was an interesting experience. It was fun. And then, but that was just a one-year deal. And then the next year, they hired me to do equipment for football. I helped out Neil Williams, and 34 years later, there I was. So I did some other things. I was the assistant arena manager for a while. I just did a lot of different, whatever needed to get done, I was that guy that went and did it, I guess.
I know obviously you've continued to stay involved since you retired a couple years ago, filling in from here to there when the Bulldogs need you.
Yeah, I like to keep my hand in. You need to stay busy. That's the thing you find out when you retire is you all of a sudden you're the go-to guy, and then all of a sudden you kind of lack purpose, and it's like, you feel useless. So you try to find something to do, and so I just kind of keep my hand in, and like I've been helping Andy Morris, our hockey equipment guy, just teaching him things. You've been around, you see things, so you just pass it along. That's all you can do.
Obviously, for those who are maybe not aware, this past summer you had a heart attack on the golf course. A group of 10 golfers or so that were there. I was one of those guys, but obviously we're great to see you doing well, and I know that was a life-changing type of experience.
Oh yeah, I think everybody around me was more stressed than I was because I was pretty much out of it, and but yeah, we were just playing golf, and all of a sudden down goes Frazier, and everybody, the cavalry showed up, and I mean, the Coach Daniels, Coach Bronkema, Joey Van Keulen, one of our former players, did CPR on me for 12 minutes. I mean, until the ambulance showed up and they carted me off, and here I am.
I know that's one thing that really makes the story very unique is 2 Bulldog head coaches, Coach Daniels, Coach Bronkema, were 2 of the first guys there that really started the life-saving efforts. And then Joe Van Keulen, you mentioned a hockey alum that lives in the area and a longtime supporter of the Bulldogs.
Oh yeah, they knew what to do, and they just did it, and they didn't give up on me. And it's one of those things you can never forget and never repay. And it wasn't just them. It was I got this list of people. I put an ad in the paper just to thank everybody that helped me out, and it's a crazy list. I mean, I kept writing down names of the Currys at the golf course, and the first responders, and the ambulance people, and the people in Grand Rapids at the Myers Heart Center. And we are so fortunate to have that place where it's so close to us. It's in a great place. And and the American Red Cross, it's a big organization, but as you well know, you've been to those classes. Every other couple years when we worked, we always had to go and get a refresher. Dave Lucy be beating away on us on a meeting. Hey, you got to go to this, and it works. It's an important thing. I mean,
Obviously, I know you and Coach Daniels have a long-time friendship, close relationships in terms of when you were working with Bulldog hockey. For him to be one of those guys, what does
Oh
that
yeah,
mean to you?
that's just I don't know how you respond to that. It's just yeah, I mean someone you know that long, and then all of a sudden he's the guy that's starting the bandwagon up and getting it going, and and then Andy and Joey. I mean, I think Joey could still be pushing on my chest right now. He's just that kind of guy.
I know obviously a lot of those hockey alums are like that. They gave you a boat a few years ago when you retired, and it's nice to see some of those former student athletes. I know for you, not only to see them repay you, but more importantly to see that they've went on to some great things in life.
Oh yeah, and not just in hockey. They went on and they're doctors and lawyers and they've done well out in the business world, and they give back. They always come back in the spring or in the fall for the golf outing, and it's always just great to see everybody. You only get to talk to them for a couple minutes, but you catch up on their life and their kids, and like saw Homer. He had his son with him, and his son's going to be he's a big time USA hockey player, so it's pretty neat.
I know obviously you've recovered nicely and back on the golf course here at the end of the summer.
Been playing,
and I'm sure we'll be back. Nice to be back.
Yeah, it's very good to be back playing some golf and walking. I wore out a pair of shoes already, and then we bought a treadmill so can keep walking, and that's the big thing. And you just got to keep moving. And that was the hard thing, being retired and with the COVID. Maybe I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, obviously. But it's a good thing.
I want to give a shout out to your wife Jan. Obviously, the two of you have been longtime supporters, and I know you're looking forward to hopefully seeing the Bulldogs back on the ice here soon.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to finally see a schedule, and hopefully things are moving in the right direction with the Bulldogs, and it'll be good to get in and see a game, and it'll make things feel more normal and just what it should be.
Well, Benny, we're great to see you doing well, and thanks for the friendship, the long years of service to Ferris State Athletics, and look forward to seeing you back at the rink here soon.
Rob, thanks, and you're one of those guys on this list, so thank you.
Well, thank you. We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.